It changed because I finally understood carrying that baggage for 57 years. Mm-hmm. That's what was messing me up for 57 years. Yeah. And now I was at a position where it did not have to mess me up anymore.
Yeah.
I could put it in its box and I could enjoy life.
The hat that you're wearing is an honor flight hat, and the pin's 173rd Airborne, Vietnam, 67, 68, right? We're talking about the Honor Flight Network, actually the Honor Flight of Southern Colorado. And you recently took a trip. But before we talk about that, I'd like to talk about the mission of the Honor Flight organization.
Okay.
And their mission is one of gratitude towards the veterans, both from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, mm-hmm. right? Which is where you were. And their gratitude is for the veterans' service, the sacrifice that you've made, and the selflessness that you guys as veterans portrayed during your time in conflict. And the organization proudly celebrates America's veterans with a day of honor in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., which is something you experience. But let's kind of go towards the end of the trip, and let's talk about, as a result of that trip, how you felt. What did it mean to you, coming out of the honor flight trip, Kerry?
It totally changed me, and it changed me for the good. I was able to finally understand when I came home and was treated the way I was treated. I was extremely mad.
You mean when you came home from Vietnam the first time?
Yes. And I didn't want any part of anything to do with the service, etc.
Right.
All right. So that being said, when I made this trip with Honor Flight, everything they did was directed at us veterans positively.
Just completely surrounding you guys and holding you in their hands.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I hit the ground and started crying at the wall.
You did not.
I did.
Wow.
And pretty soon I had over 50 people, hands on my back, my head, etc., telling me it's okay, take your time, it'll be all right.
This was at the Veterans Memorial Wall.
Yes.
How incredible that must have felt.
Ooh.
So let's talk about, how did you first hear about the Honor Flight? Tell me that story.
A good friend that lives down in Florida, who was our dentist in Illinois, he had just gone. And he and I were in the 173rd, same time.
Wow. Okay.
Never knew him.
Okay.
So he said, you got to do this.
Right.
And so I said I would, and I did.
But I think during that process, Cheryl, your wife, had signed you up for the trip. Mm-hmm. And then as you were going through that, you got kind of cold feet. What happened?
Short story. I ended up saying, I don't need this. I told my wife, I don't need this. Mm-hmm. I'm beyond this problem.
You had all these problems solved, right? Everything was behind you.
Yes.
Right.
And so then, come to find out I didn't.
Yeah. Right.
But what I did find out is for 57 years, I had been walking around with this pain.
Right. And you just kind of suppressed it and put it in the back. But Cheryl knew you were doing that, right?
Yes.
Which is why it was important that she engaged with you to say, you got to go.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you get accepted, you're ready to go. 2 weeks prior to the flight, what happened?
We had a luncheon. They called for a luncheon for them to give us a bunch of information, Honor Flight people.
Yeah.
And then for us to ask any questions we had before we got onto the trip.
So kind of just getting you ready for what to expect and so on. Towards the end of that, though, you were told that all you guys had to exit a certain door. Tell us about that.
Yeah, strange. So we're like, okay. So we go to exit the door, here's two ladies. I think one of them was one of the nurses.
Yeah.
And they had hand-done quilts.
Wow.
With all kinds of American flags, etc.
Patriot kind of stuff,
yes.
Right?
And they took those to each of us, draped it over our shoulders.
Wow, that's incredible.
Gave us a hug.
How did that feel?
Unbelievable.
Right. And this is just 2 weeks prior to the trip.
Yeah. I haven't even got on the bus.
That's an awesome thing. The other thing is they told you during this this meeting that there would be certain people around you. Tell us about that. So
yeah, they referred to them as guardians.
Yeah.
And the guardians were there for us, for each individual.
Taking care of you.
Yes, whatever that meant.
Right. And these are volunteers?
Volunteers. My guardian was from Springs.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the military.
Right.
He just heard about this and said he had to be a part of it.
He had to volunteer.
Yeah.
And what about medical staff? You had medical staff around as well?
4 total medical, and 2, I can't think of the name, but there for
support.
Yeah. If you need to talk to a psychiatrist or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So the day comes, I was there with you.
Yes, you were.
Cheryl was there.
Yeah.
So the day comes and you're getting on the buses. So tell us about that experience. Tell us, you're getting on the buses. Tell us about that and the drive all the way to DIA.
There were several hundred people where the buses were.
Right.
Clapping, shaking our hands, thanking and welcoming us home. We get on the bus, and then we see the motorcycle club.
So there's a motorcycle club
and the police.
Wow.
All on motorcycles.
So they're going to take you all the way to Denver.
All the way to Denver.
Wow.
Yeah. So we get on there. Now, here was the part that got me. I mean, amazing to see all those motorcycles.
Right.
And they shut down I-25 northbound.
So every exit was
blocked.
Wow. That's incredible.
So then I started noticing in the side streets that they were holding back.
Right.
As we passed them in those 2 buses, the police were stood at attention and were saluting us.
Wow. That's just incredible. Oh. So then you get to the airport and you're in the process of boarding the plane. Mm-hmm. And there's a guy there who flies the plane, the pilot.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
He stood right before you entered into the door of the plane.
Yeah.
He stood there. I happened to be the first one.
Yeah.
He's got his hand out, shakes my hand, welcomes me home, and thanks me for my service.
Wow.
He did that 54 times.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So as you sat down on the plane, how did you feel from the time that you left Colorado Springs to the time that you sat in that seat with all of these people supporting our Vietnam veterans? How did you feel?
It was so good. If that was all there was, it was a
good
lot.
Enough, right?
Yeah. It was just
But you had so much more to come.
Yes.
Right. So then you get there, you get situated in the hotels, and you guys are ready for the next day. It's raining.
Yeah.
So I think they diverted and went to the Air and Space Museum.
Correct.
Something happened there that I think you didn't expect.
Totally didn't expect. Walked through the entranceway to the Air and Space, and this young boy walks up to me with his hand out, wanting to shake my hand.
Wow.
And tell me how much he appreciates what I have done for him.
So incredible.
So I'm holding it together there. Then I look up. There's 40 other kids in line waiting to do the same thing.
Wow. How incredible is that?
Yeah, incredible enough I cried.
So I imagine that wasn't the first time you cried during the trip, right?
No.
It's just a lot of emotion going on.
Yeah.
So as you were going through these 2 days, you came to realize and understand that your homecoming was affected, how you thought about your homecoming, what the honor flight did during that process. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, we came home to being spit on and on and on and
all the bad things,
all the bad stuff everybody's heard. And the mission of Honor Flight was, you're not going to have, excuse me, you're not going to have one bad thing.
Right.
We're going to make sure that when you're done with us, every good thing that could have ever happened with us.
Wow. Wow.
And I was blown away by that. They asked us on the day we were done, they asked us, anybody that wanted to stand up and tell their story.
You didn't.
I did.
Of course you did. You have a way of really telling your story in a very emotional way. I know I at times I have a tough time with emotions watching and listening to you, but now it's the end, right? The trip is over. You've flown back to Colorado Springs. Tell us about stepping off the bus, because I think you had a pretty impactful engagement there.
Yeah, the nurses that had been caring for me the whole time, they decided that I was going to be first on and first off every time we used a bus.
Wow, cool. Okay.
And I'm like, you're embarrassing me, don't you? But nonetheless, I was first off. And in a peripheral, I saw a man not running at me, but moving quick.
Fast gait. Right?
Fast gait. And I looked a little longer, and it's a 3-star general coming at me.
Wow.
I'm like, what did I do now?
Yeah, I'm going to say, you're not in trouble, are you? What did you do during the trip?
So he walks up to me, and he's walking to me with his hand out because he wanted to shake my hand.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible.
He said, I want to be the first one to shake your hand. I want to be the first one to tell you we appreciate everything you did, and I wanted to be the first one to welcome you home.
Wow, that must have felt like
amazing,
right?
Yeah.
And you had 53 other guys behind you going through that same experience. So let's talk about the whole Honor Flight package. How did you feel about that once it was all done?
It was so dramatic. It changed my life dramatically. And that's, a lot of people say that. I'm saying it. It happened.
I know you well enough to know that's the truth.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, and it changed because I finally understood carrying that baggage for 57 years. That's what was messing me up for 57 years. Yeah. And now I was at a position where it did not have to mess me up anymore.
Yeah.
I could put it in its box and I could enjoy life.
So the last thing that we talked about was your war memories. And I'm going to read this because you wrote this down. Right? You said, my war memories, I am sure, will always be with me. However, so will the memories of the Honor Flight trip. What was the last thing you said about the Lord?
Praise the Lord. Praise Honor Flight.
Right. So I think that the message here for our veterans is you have to do the Honor Flight. It will change you. It's important to put that experience on the table and move forward. And I know with you, Carrie, it was the right thing to do. Thank God your wife, Cheryl, forced you into this and you did it.
Yep,
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
No,
awesome.
It's awesome. Great experience.